So what we're going to do is use what we call a compliance tracker. So this is based on a female, male one and female. This is the female one. And essentially what it is a spreadsheet that you can edit yourself to know roughly where you are. And we get a percentage score at the end. So I'm going to edit this in real time now. I'm just going to show you what will change. So let's say on Monday I only had 2 portions of protein. On Tuesday I had 3. Wednesday I had 4. Thursday I had 1. The portions per group here will change floating around, and it'll give me a percentage, so 36% for the week. Generally, for most people starting off, that's going to be a low percentage. So don't worry too much about that, because we're just looking for a starting point and to know roughly where you're going, because some people might be coming and the carbs have absolutely no problem. They're very high up on the carbs, but they're lower on the vegetables, they're lower on the protein, or they're thereabouts. Now, this is based off having 42 servings or portions of these per week for a female. So that would be, as I say, kind of 6 portions a day, 7 days a week, 42 of each one. And this is optimal. You're going to get nowhere near optimal. You don't need to get anywhere near optimal. Most people can get decent results at around 70% there or thereabouts. But even like if you can get close to about 55% by the end of 4 weeks, you should notice a significant changes happening in the body. And again, this is something that we need to individualize and customize it for yourself. So these numbers and targets can change over time. So when we're looking at improving these kind of numbers and going forward, count it per day rather than per meal. Per day will give you a better kind of freedom, so that we can kind of come back in here and certain meals might only have 1 serving of protein, no servings of vegetables, but then in another meal you could double up on the servings of vegetables and so on. And that way you can kind of, over the course of the day, get 4 servings of vegetables rather than having to get 1 or 2 servings in every single meal. You can double up on the meals that you can control best. The other thing kind of when we look at it in terms of kind of portion control is, if I take a typical diet that someone comes in and starts off with, let's say cereal for breakfast, the cereal is probably going to have 2, at least, if not 3 or 4 cupped handfuls of kind of starches in the bowl. Then they might have a sandwich for lunch. So again, that's going to be 2 cupped handfuls. A slice of bread is a cupped handful. Again, you don't need to kind of maul your food and kind of squash it up into your hand. Again, just roughly eyeballing your plate or eyeballing, what you're eating to get a kind of a rough indication of, oh, I'm maybe having actually too many servings of these, not enough serving of vegetables, I'm low on protein or whatever it is. But I guarantee you start tracking it, you're going to come up and figure out ways on how to improve it or be aware of, oh, I'm only at a certain amount. So if you're coming along and you're only at 36% and you're wondering why your results aren't as good as you want them to be, again, if you had a test and you got 36% on your test, you know why you're not doing too great in that subject. So we need to improve the percentage. And if you can even improve that percentage by a small little number, in terms of portion sizes a week, I'll give you an example here. If we go, let's say these are all 2, if we go to all 3s 1 day a week, we're up to 39%. Let's get 2 days a week, a slight improvement in each meal. We're up at 41%, and it'll climb quite quickly as you're going through that. So like getting, a couple of meals a week right will jump that percentage up a huge amount. And then, as I said, once you have that, we can tweak and customize it as you're going forward. So give it a go, see how you get on, ask any questions you want. Remember, don't be too particular or too precise. Eyeball the food, have a kind of rough guess and rough estimate of the portion size. And in terms of tracking this, you can kind of use the notes in your phone to note, okay, breakfast I had 1 serving, blah, blah, blah. You can print out a blank sheet of this, or you can take a photo of every meal that you're having and then just kind of at the end of the day, fill out your tracker. And that way you'll kind of know where you're going. Don't worry about in terms of other foods that you're having as well on this. That'll come, but let's just kind of focus on really healthy foods, the stuff that we should be eating kind of most of the time. If we focus on that first and foremost, and then we can kind of work on how to track the other stuff as well, which that'll come in phase 2. So give it a go. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.